Good morning, everyone. Hello, London time. Okay, so we're gonna get news at 2. Now, I have to maybe run downstairs very quickly anytime in from now on because my fruits are being delivered. It was supposed to be later in the afternoon, but they just called, so I apologize in advance for that. But anyway, so you guys know when I suddenly run off, he's gonna give a ring, and then I just run off quickly, and then I'll be back in 2 minutes. But let's have a look because I thought let's start early because I want to see what the news is going to do. Let me double check the news again. Yeah, so we've got GDP. It's a red folder news for the GBP. The GBP for the GDP. If that makes sense. Hey, Lucas, how are you doing? How's it going? Okay, let's mark the 150 to 210 macro in advance, and I'm just gonna let the news play. Morning. Oh, it's late. You're in Brazil? Really? It's late there. Yeah, you're very early. It depends how you see it, right? I'm in South Africa, but I'm originally from the Netherlands, but I live here now. So you're seeing South African trees behind me. Oh, and it's hot now in South Africa. Okay, let's see. I want to mark the. I'm going to go to the 1 minute. I'll go over some things. Um, Yesterday, I already announced that we were in a distribution to the upside, but it didn't do a lot until the PM session again. So it was sort of like a delayed distribution, but it still went up, right? I thought I might had my largest trade yesterday, 250 points on NQ, but it didn't make the move. It did it like in parts. So I was like, okay, well, not this year, I guess. I never had a 250 point move on NQ. That will be my first. But anyway, next time I will get it. Okay, let's see, 150. Here we go. I always mark it because it gives me intel for later on. It helps me a lot just looking at the macros and how price relates to the macros when time goes on. Where in Brazil are you, Lucas? Can I call you Lucas? There we go. Ooh, sweating. Now, what have I marked here? This is a remaining opening range gap. So yesterday there was a part that wasn't filled. So I didn't put the whole opening range gap here, just a part, but it sort of matches with an end dog that formed yesterday. You can see it right over here. Not exactly, but you can see it's almost a little bit different. So and the end dog opened up, right? So that means after 5 p.m. we have an opening and it's a gap as well. So that's interesting information for later on. So let's see what happens. We're still not going into the end dog. It seems to be like, just creating equal highs here. Probably with the news in London at 2, it will start making its way into the end dog and the remaining opening range gap. Now, the interesting thing about the opening range gap is that we lack sell side. I'll show you guys. And the end dog lacks both. So the question is, how is price going to behave today? We've got TGIF maybe. Let me show you guys. I'll show you the whole opening range gap. Here we go. Are there more people now? Okay, good. Can someone tell me why I only marked this area here as the remaining? So I didn't mark the whole this was yesterday opening range gap. Now why did I only mark this area here? Anyone can see that? Why am I only interested in this area and not in the whole open range gap anymore? No idea. Okay. Oh, I need to put on the live chat. Oh, if Mather is here, hold on. I have to always put it back on the. Do you see? Okay, what do we have here? What is going through? What has been going up here? What do you call these two up close candles? Do you know that? I'm just curious. So this is buy side. We only delivered buy side here. You see in the bottom part we have buy side and sell side delivery. Now what are we lacking here? What is the only thing that we have been delivering in this area? No one? You can't see the difference. You don't see the difference between what's happened here and what has been happening in the upper part? Because it's very important because it tells you a lot. It tells you like, okay, we have done some work here, but it didn't finish the work on the upper half. Okay, I'll get back to it later on. So this is an imbalance. The price action is imbalanced, right? Because you only have buy side delivery. You see that? There's no sell side. It's only buy side. So it means you have an imbalance. Now, what does the market? The market does exactly. The market does only two things. It balances out imbalances. No, no buy side missing on the. I'm gonna get to that, Sanem, because I'm gonna get to that. The opening range gap lacks sell side, but the end dog misses both. So I have put both on my charts here. So on the lower time frame, I have put the opening range gap of yesterday, where we only lack sell side in a small area. But on the end dog, on the other, I've got the end dog here. We have a very large end dog yesterday. You can see here we miss a lot. So there's a lot of filling that we need to be doing. Now, if we go higher, this might be an area where we can go into for the TGIF, but interesting to see that here we only have a small area, and you can. I just want to point out this, guys. The opening range gap and the end dog are two different things, but do you see how they almost match? There's a little bit of difference. The end dog is a little bit bigger than the opening range gap, but it's an overlapping area with imbalances. So for me, I'm already highlighting this area to be aware. Okay, this is an area where the market needs to go back to balance out imbalances, because that's what the market does. It only balances out imbalances, or at least seeks liquidity, or when we have time distortion, creates liquidity. And it does it on the right time. So time is more important than price. For all your volume profile people that only use volume profile, time is more important. The market will do its thing when time is right. So I just wanted to point that out, guys. So You always need to you be like a detective. Like, where are the imbalances? Hey, Mether, I just changed it back on time because I was like, oh my god, it's on. We're on top chat again. But anyway, I just went over the remaining opening range gap. You know the drill. There's a sell side missing here, and on the end dog, guys, yeah, just put them on your own chart, and you'll see it. On the end dog, we miss both sell side and buy side, and they overlap. So it's for me a high, it's an area of interest, maybe for later because we might spike up more, but we'll see. So area of interest. I might have to run down, guys, because my fruit is going to be delivered, and he's coming earlier, so he said I'll bring a buyer home. So he might give a call, so I might have to run out. I want to wait for the 2 a.m. news. There's 2 a.m. news in London. So I'm just going to let it, so it might spike up into this area, just having like a quick run. Be careful if you want to trade it. We sort of know where they're going to balance out a few things. So it's sort of like a little, there is a probability that we might go into this area with the news at 2 a.m., the GBP news, the GDP of the GBP. So be careful if you're going to trade it. I'm just going to wait. Let me check because I don't know what's going on. Oh, cool. Okay, here we are. Some gardeners are being attacked by some other dogs. Okay, let's see. We've got the macro starting. Just want to see what it's doing. I want to go to the 4 hour because we want to see what the 2 o'clock new 4 o'clock is going to do, right? We've got a lot of liquidity above us. I mean, it's so bullish at the moment. I mean, it's very bullish. Is this a daily can? Are you kidding me? Is this a whole daily candle? Wow. Is it? Did we go all the way down here yesterday? Did we do that? I guess so. Wow. Today I don't know how to play. It's inside Tay Daily, so it could go either way. Wouldn't play it. Would like you. Yeah, no idea. Well, for me, it's not really that difficult at the moment because if you have a long wick on the daily, I do think we have imbalances on the upside, but we also have a large wick on the downside. So when you see a large wick like this, it's a good thing to be careful. but it's already tapping in a 1/3 level. So let's see. We definitely have more room to the upside as well at some point, but let's see what price. That's why we just want to wait to. That's a good thing about London. We might not have a good trade, but we might get a lot of intel, and we might be able to trade that intel in the AM session because we already prepared. We know levels, and for example, if I would see price go into this wick, go back and forth a couple of times and hit a few of these levels, at some point it's exhausted, right? And then it will either go down or it might reject at some point. Like we're at 1/3 level now in the wick. We might go back up now. Let's see what it does. We're in the macro now, so we're collecting intel. I mean, for me, it's I'm excited to see this. I mean, I'm excited to see what I'm seeing, to be honest. And it might not give me a trade now, but I think we might have some good price action today. And maybe it's going to use London to balance out some imbalances, and and once it's done a lot of the ugly job work, okay, it's done, and it might have a nice run in the open drive at the AM session, and we've got TGIF. Now, the only thing I don't like when we have TGIF, let me see where the levels are. I hate it when we are bouncing very early between the 20 and 30 or 40% very early, because that means a lot of consolidation. You see now it's going down. Now, we first thought it would go up because we have the imbalances, but when I saw that daily wick, I'm like, oh, okay, we also might go down first, but we'll see. Let it just do its thing. I'm not going to anticipate now. I'm just going to watch for at least this macro, because we got a large wick here. That's a really large wick. So let's see if this is enough. It might go up from here. Let's see what it does. I like this fair value gap. I'm going to mark this one. This is the 1:30 to 2 a.m. ICT said this one is valuable for the new London session, only for the London session, but I don't know. I think it's also valuable during the day, what I've seen a couple of times, but I'm still testing that a little bit. 1:30 to 2 a.m. Let's see if it can give us some clarity. Meta, what is your analysis? I just want to see what what that news is going to do. It hasn't done much, but it could go either or, right? Because we have seen we've got imbalances on the up above us, and we have this large wick below us. So for me, it's just I just need more intel to anticipate, and I just want to let this play out, and maybe the 250 or the 350 macro might give us a good entry, or the 220 run or the 330 run. We'll see. Just want to see what 2 a.m. is doing. So okay, we're at 2 a.m. right now, and I want to see the 4-hour candle because we're getting a new one. Let's see. Normally, I don't really mark the end. I'm not that interested anymore in end dogs. Only when they're really significant, like this one today. Then I'm a chart. Otherwise, most of the times, either they're already incorporated in an end walk, or they are sort of like they are still significant, but not in the sense that I'm like, oh, I can get a lot of intel from it. But now today, with overlapping with yesterday's RTH gap and totally no price action into it. It sort of is getting interesting now. Oh, and Vargas. Okay, okay. Um, I find it very when it's too complicated. Have you studied the core content at all? Because I do understand it's overwhelming. I do understand it's overwhelming when you have no knowledge at all. But for me, it was so clear. It was so enlightening just getting things named, and I could see the structure because of it. So I'm always wondering why. I want to understand what is complicated, and if I maybe can help to uncomplicate it, maybe because I think it gives so much value to start compartmentalize the market. For me, it's also like using the gaps and using the end dogs and understanding. Or you try to keep it simple. But what do you use, and what is your model, for example? What is for you? I mean, I find it simple now as well. So for me, it's like, but isn't this the way to, after studying it, it becomes simpler for me? But I'm just curious, how do you, what do you use? I just want to know. But you understand the fair value gap, right? And gaps and things like that, right? Let me know if I need to clarify some stuff and keep it simple. I'll do my best to keep it simple because I understand that. I appreciate that, Vargas. But I like it that you are honest, so I can also keep that in mind while I'm talking. Because I thought you might have some knowledge, and then I'm just saying things. And you're like, what the hell is she talking about? So I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, okay. I'll have to go. I'm coming. I'm coming to the gate now. Guys, I got to pick something up. I'll be right back. Yes, and the the green chimney is there. I'm coming. Okay, I'm back. Whew. Wow, that was a workout. Haha, I'm sorry, guys. Um, whew. I live in a very small town, so we don't have a lot of. We do have a normal supermarket, but it's very limited. So this is the good fruits, and those watermelons were so heavy, and he parked very far away. So I have my arms work out now. Haha. Okay, let me have a drink. Okay, I'm Vargas. I'm an engineer, and that's the worst thing because I always have to be right. Kills me and overthink and leads to many possible options. So I realize price is the king, the simplest, the best. Well, actually, time is the king and not price. Um, um, yeah, it's very retail what you're doing, if I'm maybe honest. Um, but hey, listen. I think you'll pick up anything because support resistance, VWAP. I mean, that's what everybody does, and 90% of the people that only use it are, not profitable. I used to be one of them, but just hang out with us, and we'll, just little things might even help. So, talking about time, the ICT macros. Yes, time. So the concept is very easy, and that is that there's an algorithm. I hope you do believe in that. And the algorithm is scripted against time. That's why time is more important than price, because price can be manipulated, and the algo is just a script that runs, but it needs to have a benchmark, and the benchmark is time. So that's why time is more important than price. If you are interested in finding the signatures of the algorithm, which I am, that's why I call myself an algoholic, which became after studying ICT, and I thought, oh my God, it's so exact, it's so precise. I want to know more, and that's why I added more time-based elements in my trading as a building block on top of ICT, because ICT is time-based as well, but it doesn't go as deep into time as I am and other mentors that I had have been going. Now, the easiest concept of time that I go over every time, and I try to emphasize this on every stream, are the ICT macros, which run. It's just a script, and the script just runs to take out the liquidity, or during that time it spools to specific areas where it balances out imbalances, or it takes out liquidity. So that's the only thing that a macro does. So it's the time that's 10 to the hour to 10 past the hour. Now you can make a case, actually it could be quarter to quarter after, but the official macros are 10 to 10 after. If people don't emphasize, if they don't understand the element of time, I don't think that's the element what can make you profitable, because then you'll be able to tell that the market is sometimes not ready to run yet. We had a very good example yesterday in London. It was time was telling me time it wasn't ready, and we were in a choppy area, and it gave all the signatures were there that at the time it wasn't ready to run, and it waited until the 350 to 410 macro to make its move. So so now as well, I'm using this macro. So why did I make these yellow lines? Because it's the 150 to 210 macro. Now, because we just started and there was news, I just wanted to see how it reacts. So it gives me information for maybe later today. So I'm using these time-based areas because the market refers back to them, because it's time. The market doesn't refer back to prices, it refers back to time-based elements, because it's the only way it's scripted. You as an engineer, for example, let's say you're a programmer and somebody would ask you, hey, could you write me the code for the market? How would you do it? Think about that. I have an IT background. I used to be a functional application manager. I wasn't a coder, but I mean, think about it. Could you script an algo against price? No, you can't, because it might never go back to 23,000, or it cannot go back to 21,000 once it's gone there, right? It goes back to time, because time, things happen on a specific time, and it's just cycles. It goes back in time cycles. Everything is a cycle. So once you start understanding that, you will see the market from a totally different perspective. And if I'm the only thing that I am actually highlighting with the end dog is also time based. It's the end dog is the gap between 5 and 6 p.m. If I talk about my opening range gap, it's the gap between the market close and the market open, which is also everything is time based. All these first presented fair value gaps, well, they are not, well, they are technically time based, but they just represent, it's the first presented fair value gap in the midnight, in the opening range from the midnight. This one is the opening range from when the market opened. This one is the opening range from yesterday's PM session. They all are relevant to time, and they all work together. Like the model that hey, Levi Trace, how are you doing? Long time no see. I think it's been a couple of days, right? Yeah. How you've been busy? I hope with nice stuff. Are you probably working, right? So I'm looking at the 4 hour here, and I do see um, some bearishness coming up. So let's see, what are we going to do? Are we going to do? See, we're already going down, and we are already now. We had this first presented from the 1:30 to 2 a.m. and 1:30 to the 150 to 210 macro has just been going down. So let's see what's going to happen now. We might get a flush to the downside. We don't have any wick, so this is the only thing that I find always very confusing to trade when we get a candle without a wick, because I am a trader that I get in the manipulation part of that wick. So if it would go up in this candle, that would be my entry, but I don't see that as to enter. It might flush to the downside and I might miss it, but it's just trickling down. I don't see an entry point here. See, but it's going to be, I think it's a distribution, but the time for me, I don't like the time. I would rather let this one play out and then catch a better move a little bit later, instead of being stopped out and that it, wicks up back on me, because I really want to see a movement going up, but it doesn't have to. This could become a flat top candle. We'll see. I'm just gonna wait. What time is it? 2:20. Okay, 1 hour. Okay, this tells you a lot, right, guys? This price action. Do I engage in this? I don't. Back and forth, back and forth. We're in range here right now. Asia low, or is it Asia high? Where's Asia low? Are we? Okay, we're in the middle of. Did we sweep Asia with one tick? You see that? Asia high, one tick. Now it's very, oh, we swept Asia high here, so we're going to go to Asia low, right? But if you're in this area here, I consider this almost equals, not really like it hasn't been really a purge. And I don't know if it's a purge and revert. Like is it really not going back down now, or is it going to be a trap? We do have a flat bottom here. I don't know. I don't trust it at all, this area. If I see this is just consolidation. We do have the 50% here. I do like this level, but I don't know. You see what a difference on the 1 hour and on the 4 hour, right? So sometimes I make the mistake not to zoom out. So then I'm on the 4 hour and like, oh my God, this is bearish. I'm gonna go short here because it's gonna be in continuation. But then if I look at the 1 hour, good morning, Cesaria. How are you doing? Let's go market breaker. 1 hour and the four. Do we have a 4 hour breaker? No, but we do have a 1 hour breaker. I like that. Okay, let's mark the 1 hour breaker. Okay, I'm gonna switch the end walks off for now because we're in the end walk anyway, so I don't like that. So I want to get less data on my chart, and let's focus on the. We are here in the breaker, so we have a nice level here, 26,624, which seems. We have this level here. Let's see. Flat bottom. It's gonna go be short 224 to. It's 224. We've got this here. You're neutral. We could probably go both ways, and therefore I would wait for now. Yes, okay, I agree with you. Yeah, I do think we might have a run because we have a flat bottom here. You see that the candle here. We have lack of. Oh, we do have a little bit of manipulation here. We have Asia. We could take Asia low though, and take out this, but we already tapped into this level here. We might go into this level here, 50%, which is previous day. This is like the midpoint between midnight and midnight. This is our level of liquidity resting here. I would take a short from here. I'm gonna take 624, and my stop loss will be right above here. It's gonna very tight. I'm not just this. I'm not in my life. I just this is just um. Let's see. So this is Asia. I don't think it's time to go down yet. I think it's not ready. But let's see. Go got midnight here. See, we're at 0.5 of this wick here. Yeah, I'm getting out. It's not time yet. I'm just gonna wait. A little gap here. See? Yeah, I'm Vargas. Yeah, I think it's a long as well, but I think it's low probability a little bit, so I'm gonna wait. It's forming a, you can see. I don't try. This is area just to stay out for me. We're in a breaker, so it could go either way. It could just stall a little bit here. I don't see a long and I don't see a short, but I would be more inclined. I just would say, okay, I don't think it's time to make the run yet. I think I'm more bearish, but not yet. Why would you be long? I don't see any. We're in a downward movement. There's no change in state of delivery. What would be the logic behind the long? We don't even have a 1 minute change in state of delivery. We are retesting a breaker at the moment on the higher time frame, but it's bouncing over 50% of a premium discount wick. So that's the only time like, okay, I can't frame a long here because we are just going down. We have not closed above this. If you would be long, I would wait for a closure above this candle here. And that would be a very short trade, maybe up to this little gap here. But we're just going down. It's just not even closing above this candle here. So this would be your inversion. You have to, I mean, it is too bearish to be long. See, for me, there's no structure at the moment to anticipate. Yeah, yeah. So if you want to go long, you want to wait for a structure to form, right? Because we are in the first presented fair value gap here of the midnight area. So, and we're sort of like bouncing into it, but you want to wait until you have a candle like this, and you could make a point that we reject here, and then we might go up, but you want to see a candle close above this one, and that's only 1 minute CISD, but it can be very weak, but maybe for a very short trade up to here. But now it's just we're just consolidating to most likely for continuation move to the downside, I would say. But guys, look at this on the 1 hour. Hey DBT, how are you doing? DBT, yes, that was my first initial thought as well. But look at the 1 hour here. I agree, it's very bearish on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, but we are above 50% of a premium of a discount wick. So I really wanted to see break this area. It could run to midnight and spike back up, right? And then go back up over this 50%. So you get a little wick up to here and then spike back up. So that's my concern for the short. Look, it's a 1 hour consolidation area you're in. See, we swept this low here. You caught that move at 857 to the down, or you went you took the move. I'm not in a sell right now. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting, guys. I'm waiting. You know why I'm also waiting for a sell? Because we got midnight here. For me, the move would be too short because midnight is just a few points further down. So I don't trust it too much for a, you know, I'm gonna wait how to see how it's going to react at midnight because it's very unlikely that it will just blast through midnight. I think it's just trickling down to a certain point and then we're going to get a spike up and then I might be interested in a short. But for now, I'm just thinking, no, just let it trickle down and it will catch a lot of people because people are getting FOMO. I feel it. I feel it. I'm like, oh, it's trickling down. I don't want to miss it. But, you know, there's midnight here, guys. It's not that it's there for a reason and it's very slow. And we have a lot of liquidity above us. And look, we're in higher time frame consolidation. You guys see this, right? You see this area? And to make a point, but we swept Asia, did we? Is this a sweep or is this an, can you consider this an equal high? It's a minor, yes, it's a minor sweep. It's a few points, but is it really now that it's going to take out the Asia? Could be, it could be. So Levi trades, I've been on NQ for 3 years and I never looked at anything else. I used to do stocks and when I found futures, I was like, oh my God. And I fell in love. At first I did ES and then I moved on to NQ. And then when I started to do the stream, everybody was telling me to look into gold. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to look into gold, but it has to fit my strategies. And to be honest, it actually did. When I started out, it worked out perfectly. But now, for me, gold, I'm not touching it because it's like, I'll show you why I'm not touching it at the moment. It's going up now. It's going to go into this wick. But when I looked into it this morning, let me go to the daily, to the 4 hour. I haven't been touching it for days. Why? Because of this. So that's this whole area. It's going up now into that wick. But I thought, you know what? Look, this is just consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. So I haven't been touching it. So that's why. But it happens with NQ as well. So, you know, it's a time of the year. We have more consolidation coming. The moves have to be, we have to be more careful. But if you look at it this way, there's still moves to be taken. But you look at this, and yes, it's moving, but you've got so much. You know, if you play the retest, the breaker retest, yeah, beautiful here. But look how many 4 hours you're stuck in this little move, right? And then it makes another move. So that's why I'm not touching it. So, but yeah, you know, it's the way it's moving right now. It's too slow for me to be engaging, but I find it interesting enough. So I'm just, and definitely we are moving into this wick here on the monthly or on the weekly. Yeah, here we go. This is the monthly wick. We're definitely going up here. But I'm not engaging. I'm watching, but I don't find it interesting enough. to engage, but we're definitely going up here. If you are in gold, it's definitely so. Yeah, you know what's interesting, DBT? I think you weren't here when I went over it. I marked. Let me show you, and it's very interesting for me for later. I think this is a remaining opening yesterday's opening range gap. It's a remaining part. We have no sell side in this area. It was only buy side delivery in this area. So I just marked this area, but look, it overlaps with the new end dog that formed later today. Hey, guy, I hope you're right with your long, but look where we're going into. We're going into a first presented fair value gap of yesterday's afternoon session. Be careful with your shorts, guys. Be careful. Don't risk your house anything. Just play small. Be vigilant. Just be careful because we are really we are in a large fair value gap again. Look, look, look. We've seen this structure before. You're at midnight. Now I'm gonna watch. Now I'm interested. So I actually am more interested in long right now because of how they have been creating all this liquidity to the downside. 240. I'm gonna wait till the macro, but I think it's a long. Um, I'm getting in on a long. I think it's a long. Stop loss right here. It's a paper trade, guys. On Vargas, now you have more structure for a long, but it's still tricky. I'm just doing a paper trade. I'm not putting any money on the line because I could be wrong. I'm using this macro, the information of the macro as well. It should be maybe my high. Maybe I should lower it a little bit. Yeah. We might go back up all the way up here. 65725. Yeah. Okay. So when you see a candle with a very, either it's flat or it has a very small, and you see a wick like this, it just has to, this is what it does. This is like a rejection, and it just is a little bit lower than this wick. So it's a 1 hour sweep on this candle, which I like. Now we might go back into this wick here. So I would not go above, if I would put my TP, so I'm here, but I would most likely do somewhere in this wick here, somewhere up to here. So but I'm just gonna use this fair value gap that I marked. So I'm taking a very, it's just a scalp, and you see what time is it? Okay, let's see. There we go. I'm gonna 250 macro coming. Yeah, leave our trades. That's how we do it. Quick, we take our money and we run. And we look for a high probability. We just wait for more information and then we attack, right? I'm going to open my account. Let's see if price is able to get over the 2 a.m. price. That's important. Actually, I shouldn't be in a long until we are above the 2 a.m. price, to be honest. But let's see. I might be a little bit too early. Do we have 3-minute structure? Yeah, I still like it. Mm-hmm. Inversion. Yeah, that's why it's important. It has to go over the 2 a.m. price, right? That's why I'm saying it's a little bit. But I think it's bullish up to here. I think it's going to go into this wick here. And maybe even into the envelope. Are we above the 2 a.m. price? So for me it's important if we're going back into the area of this macro, right, which has been created, but most importantly is the 2 a.m. price. Now I'm not moving my stop. Why? Because of this fair value gap. So if it might go down, it might rebalance this and then go up. So that's why I'm not moving anything. I might be stopped out. It's a paper trade, so I'm just. But the only reason I'm not moving my stop because I'm waiting for the macro, and it could go down into the macro anytime, into this area. But so I just I'm not moving it. Hey guys, I mean, in all honesty, you know, guys, that I trade. I'm not interested on my live account with trades under 50 points on NQ. And I've seen, to be honest, I see more and more people in the stream here, getting good at that as well. So now I don't want to talk down on smaller trades. I don't, because it takes time and work to see the bigger moves. But um, the the more you start studying and putting in the work, you don't want to be in those small trades. You would rather wait a little bit longer and sit back and enter a trade, accept the risk for a trade to give you either what Levi Trades just did. He knows what he's doing, but if you guys have seen me, that I wait a little bit longer and then I will put on my money on a trade that I'm really sure of. Okay, now everything is set up. I see AMD. I have identified the manipulation. I take the distribution move. Yesterday PM session, I had a really, really good trade, but I thought it might go higher during the macro, but it did not do it. So otherwise I would have 240 points on NQ. But it did it later. It was like it did the move partially in Asia and partially in the, we had a lot of time distortion again, but the frame, it was very clear to me, the AMD, but it did not make the move in the PM session fully. So it was sort of annoying. Well, it was actually AM session. It is on stream, and I said, okay, I'm getting out now because we might have a consolidation after 10:30, and it made them move later. But being able to frame the trade and being okay, I see the distribution. I use my fibs, and it did exactly that. But it just did it later because now we're in a time where there's more time distortion. But when you're able to see I don't like to anticipate in this area. I'm just not interested because I'm not interested in these small moves on my account. But yeah, no, yesterday's stream, I mean, it was perfect. I saw it a little bit too late that, it was 10 o'clock. And I at first thought, oh, we're going to get a continuation move to the downside. But then I was like, no. But we already were moving up. So normally my entry would be below the 10 a.m. But I thought, no, I realized, oh my God, this was a manipulation move. And then I got back in and then I thought, okay, we're getting the distribution to the upside now. And I had an awesome, I think it was over 150, I think it was still over 125 points on NQ yesterday. It's not about reversal times, it's about understanding the market, understanding the power of three, combining with time, using time-based elements, but it's about understanding order flow and what the market is doing. And for me, it is like for this, I find it difficult to really read the market here because I don't see any AMD. I just see consolidation, higher time frame. Now I do think we get a little move to the upside, but this is lower time frame. This is maybe a 1 minute short. If you look at the 5 minute, I don't see proper well, yeah, I don't see a breaker here. Me, this is just a retracement up and down because we're in higher time frame consolidation. So it's just going back and forth, right? The max it can do right now is go into this wick maybe and then go back into the range and until it breaks one of the two areas. And I don't see this as, oh, Asia low has been taken, so we're going to go down. That's a given. Not so easy, I guess, because it's not really. It's just if you look at from here, it is. We consider this equal highs now, right? And we're in. These are the traps that retail fall for. Oh my God, it's going down. It's bearish, and you hear it all the time. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's not. Look at you've got a fair value gap here below you, a higher time frame. We have some work to do here still. We're not done yet to the downside. We're not done yet to the upside. I'm sorry. And when you see midnight here, so using time on Vargas, the midnight being here also told me like, I'm not going into a short because I want to see how price is going to react here at midnight. Now this could be a very small retracement because it always gives a reaction at midnight. It could be a reversal, but it could be a retracement. In this case, it's definitely not a reversal. I mean, we can see that, right? But it's just a minor retracement. But how far is the retracement going to go? Is it going to go into this wick, or are we just staying below this 1 hour candle? It looks like the body is weak. We have an inversion here. We might not get over it. I might be stopped out. See here, we're not getting into it. So that tells me price is weak. Yeah, exactly. I then. I don't know how. Some names are so difficult to pronounce. I don't hope I butcher your name. But yeah, I definitely agree. We've got N dog, and we've got also. Um, I went over that this morning. We also have a remaining an opening range gap from yesterday, partially, which overlaps the N dog. And the interesting part is one lags buy side, a sell side, I'm sorry, which is this one, and the N dog lags both of them. So it can be very interesting what's going to happen. We might go back up and down a few times. So so guys, look at that. It's a big exactly. Hey Ivan, I never actually mark the N dog on my chart. Normally I just use the N walks, but this one is pretty interesting. So I'm like, this one I'm going to put on my chart because it's going to be important for us today. It's definitely going to be of some value, and especially with overlapping remaining opening range gap from yesterday, which we partially need to balance out. I think it's going to be a very interesting Friday. But hey, we're in consolidation right now, guys. We're going to be slapped around both sides, the longs, the short. Sometimes I also put on a trade, and I'm like, I have low conviction, and also just to show you guys, hey, I'm putting in a long, but look, it's not going anywhere. Your short is not going anywhere. My long is not going anywhere. Why? Because of this area. You can see it right over here. Don't force it. Don't put your money on the line. Paper trade this with me. Just see and then journal it. And then, look at the higher time frame. What happened in the higher time frame? Where were we? We're above the 50% of this long hour wick. Is also telling you it's not ready to go down, but it's also not ready to go up. Why? I can tell you why. We opened below this close. So it's highly unlikely that we're actually going to go into this body of 1 o'clock. And if you combine that with this inversion, you can already tell, okay, if we have an inversion, we're not going into that either. So that's why I'm marking this as well. I'm leaving the short on. I don't care because it's a paper trade, but I also want you guys to see like, hey, the longs are not working, the shorts are not working either at the moment, and we're stuck. This is a very important value gap. Yesterday's PM session, and we're stuck between an important. Look at this nice, beautiful inversion here. What did it do in the inversion? It created a few imbalances, yes. So it might go up a little bit in the inversion, but is it going to go totally disrespected? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. But is it time to move? Can you create like on the 5 minute? Do you see an inversion value gap like to frame your CISD on the 5 minute? Is this a proper CISD? No, this is not. I would never take this long as a CISD. Yes, you can say, okay, well, we're up here, but then it needs to also close above this one, right? If you count all these candles, but they're very wicky as well. So this is already telling you, like, if you want a normal CSID, you want one candle without any wicks, and then you want them on the 135 for a long. Not like this. This is not structure that I would never ever put my money on the line in this structure. I only put my money on the line when I see clear AMD, accumulation, manipulation, and I anticipate the distribution. But I can still be wrong because sometimes I think the manipulation move is done, and I'm in the distribution, but that is then the manipulation move. Okay, we're in the macro though. Let's see. It's either going to disrespect this inversion, or it's going to go into this fair value gap, or it's going to go up here. But is it likely that, well, we do have a gap here though. And that gap has been formed in the 150 to 210 macro. You see that? So that's why I always highlight this area. What do you see here? This is little gap, is this little gap here. So we could go up here. It might never reach my TP in this scenario. It might just only take out this little, balance out this little gap here. So this is, I just want to say, when I show this area, it's just actually so low. You just stay. For me, this is just area not to actually engage at all. But for the purpose of the stream, and I know some people are very eager to go short, and oh, this is actually the whole area here. We have to take the imbalance as well. Let's see. You see which, if I mark it now correctly, you see this inversion, right? You see that this little gap here is exactly on the 50% now. So let's see if it might spike up and just balance this out a little bit before it goes down again. It might never even reach my TP. 3 o'clock. Now let's see if it spikes down. It's going to stop me out most likely. There's no really good and bad. I mean, it's not like being right or wrong. It's just sort of like trying to be more, trying to avoid the low probability, even though it might have a really nice run to the downside and you miss it, it's still a low probability environment, to be honest. And you might be wrong or right that time, and but then at maybe the 350 410 provides you with a very solid and very good setup, which is A plus. And then you might get lucky with your short now, but you know there we go. I think if it's going to go down, we might go all the way down here, but I'm still not going to engage. So we're now down the 4-hour wick here. Yeah, I think we're going to get a really nice trade if we just wait a little bit longer. I'm willing to wait for a really, really good trade. I mean, this, let it just play out, let it go futz around back and forth, and it might make a little bit of a move, but, like for example, I'm more interested, like we're in a 1 hour breaker here, right? I'm more interested in it long when it's done doing that for the move to the upside, and then it's really done with it's going back and forth, because now we're just going to have, look at this 4 hour. This is just, look how small these 4 hour the 4 hour candles is just working its way in that large breaker. Let it do its thing. It goes back and forth, and it might go a little bit further down, but I would rather wait. I mean, look, I think it's going to make a wick here somewhere as well, and it's still going to be in this breaker, and the 1 hour breaker. Um, where's my, did I mark it correctly? This is the 1 hour. Yes, I marked it correctly. It's this wick. We have to include this. This is it. Here you go. So, when you see a breaker, also on the lower time frames, you want to see a breaker, you want to see a price, and you want to see a retest, and you want to see it get out of it. That's what you want to see with the breaker. If it does not do that, if you get like, if it's working its way in a breaker a long time, it might, the breaker might not be that strong as well. So we might go a little bit lower. You have to keep it could be the case. I just see how it's going to act, but I never like it when you have this price action in a breaker, but you guys see that this is a breaker, right? But you can also frame a bearish breaker. So this is, yeah. Hey, no, guys, if you're patient, there's going to be not only 40 points, Levi. I think there's going to be, we're going to get a lot of trades coming, and I think it's just not the time. But look at this. I mean, how many points is this remaining opening range gap? How many points is this? This one is 76 already. Let's say 80 in the. I'm waiting for guys. I'm just waiting. I'm patiently waiting for a good trade, and I'm not gonna engage in this bullshit. I'm really not interested in this price action. Anyone who's interested, go ahead. But I'm just waiting. I'm just patiently waiting for these moves. Now you see. Now we might go up to the area here because that is that area that I marked. I'm stopped out already, but you see this little area here, right over here, and that's this little flat. We need lack of, there's a lack of manipulation here, so it most likely will go into this. Either it wicks or it's just going to go up, but um, let's see. It is so low, it is so horrible. It just is not doing anything right now. um, We lack a lot of, we need to do some work here as well. Oh, guys, I see something very interesting. You see this level here, the 50% on this screen here. So this is the 50% of the previous day EQ, and that's calculated from midnight to midnight. And it's sort of like in the middle also. Well, it's a little bit lower in the 1 hour breaker, right? This is the 1 hour breaker here, the full breaker. So we can work our way all the way into the breaker and still be bullish. So it could take all day. It's not, well, it's going up now, but what I notice now is if I was looking into this fair value gap on the 5 minute, and I was looking like, okay, what do we lack? Do we have a lot of, well, we lack a lot of sell side here. I don't see any sell side below this point, and look where the 50, exactly where the low is of this point, exactly the midpoint. So I do think we are definitely going down in this area until here. 626. You see that? And it matches exactly with the midpoint of the full midnight to midnight range. Interesting. And we lack sell side. We definitely lack sell side on. You guys see that, right? There's nothing. We have sell side, buy side, sell side, buy side. But below this area, we lack sell side. So there might be a nice move to the downside. Do you guys see that? What I'm looking at? And then the low is exactly that low. It matches the midpoint of between midnight yesterday and midnight today, which because midnight is technically the start of the algorithmic day, right? Oh, look, we balance exactly that little area. What I said. Let's see. So these are all. So for me, these are all. Even though I'm not in a trade, I'm looking at these things, and the longer I'm staring, I'm seeing these things. I'm like, okay, interesting. So once it starts moving down, you have all these levels, and at some point you remember them. You remember, okay, the 5 minute FUG, the one that is the first presented of the afternoon session. I still know it needs to, and then you know these levels, 627, 25, 6, and I got on the PC on board, so someone asked to see what is the 5 minute to the 15 minute, and up on the same order block, we just took the low again. They are wick protecting PA. Well, for me, I'm just so happy that I've reached a point that I can understand, that I can see low probability areas. That's for me the biggest win. That's where I now see my P&L really grow, because I have lesser trades, and I'm just staying out of this kind of price action. This is the area where I would try, and I would take a few stabs, and then the moment I have a few losing trades, I fall into that trap as well. Then I'm like, oh my god, I'm not understanding the higher time frame consolidation we're in. And now, because I see that, I have more confidence. I'm not interested, and it feels so good, to be honest, just saying, okay, I'm just going to wait. And lately, and also the stream helps me a lot. And then and then the structure presents itself at a later time, and then you attack, and then you have monster trades, and then it's like, okay, the more I do this, the better my trades are getting now as well. So I'm really, I think that's what the point that I got really annoyed yesterday when we had someone. It was like, you're confusing people, and you're giving the wrong. It's okay to be wrong, but don't try to pretend to be right when and saying things like you guys and you people. And I'm like, it's about preventing. For me, it's about helping people understand this sooner than I did. Like, this is low probability, guys, and just wait. And I want people just to wait longer and get their A plus setup instead of losing money, because the break even phase for me was a very long phase actually. And why? It was because you start to have your models, and but then always what happened, then I would not recognize this on time, and I would be in the red, and then I would make it back later on, but then I would end the day with a minor green, or maybe just break even because I was already in the red before my model presented itself. Well, now because I'm waiting, I am not in the red anymore when I start the day, for example, not recognizing this, and then the trade that I take is my green trade, and then so that is I think that is part, thinking about that, I think that was part of why the break even phase. I don't know if people recognize that a little bit, because the break even phase actually a very good phase to be in, because it means you're almost there. You just missed. Hey, no, listen, I don't care about these people, because listen, that guy yesterday, he most likely he might be listening, because he might learn a thing or two. He said it was a short, but you don't point out a short when you think it's only a 5 to 10 point move, or 20. I don't know. It was very, and then I said, well, I don't think so. I don't agree. I think it's a long. His stop loss would have been my entry, because I eat because of these people. But I just wanna. I don't mind if people have different strategies, and even if it's not ICT, or welcome here. But don't talk shit about our people. And that started to really get me going, because I was like, no, and it's the only volume profile is key, and I'm like, dude, you're missing time. You can't even analyze that there's chop. And because his short didn't work out, so he was, instead of just saying, oh, I was wrong, I don't, it's about being, it's not about being right on this channel, it's about learning together, right? And he was like, oh, failure swing, and it's just, oh, you guys don't even take shorts, and the whole market is just in consolidation. And it was really like, it was just like attacking, and that really started, that got me irritated. I don't care about me, myself, but it was like really confusing people, like that start out like, oh, volume profile is the only thing that is key. Dude, your stop is going to be my entry point. And it just got me irritated that just trying. I think they really look for ICT based, and they just troll. I think it's just trolling. So because there's no point in it's just nothing positive about it. It's just trying to route things up, create confusion, and yeah. And then suddenly then it got to me. But then again, that comes with the territory. I don't care. They can attack me. I don't care. Um, but it's all about, they just want to confuse people, and especially newer people with stuff, and talk bullshit. Yeah, but you know what? I don't care. I mean, if you have a different strategy and you don't use ICT, but it just upsets me if people are negative about people that are just trying to provide help. And if you don't like it, that's fine, but don't, and if you don't agree with something, we talk about this here as well. If people have something, that doesn't work for me because of that, or I see it, it's all good for me. I don't mind. But being nasty about something and just trying to talk down to people, I mean, that gets to me. I mean, that pisses me off. You know, you don't have to agree, but people are doing their best to provide value, and some people are just so pathetic. They just, ugh, yeah. I mean, hey, actually, I might enjoy if people like that come on my stream, because if I can be, sometimes I just like to. Um, Give me ammunition, and I'll bite your head off sometime. You guys will see it. But I think it's maybe nice if we have sometimes. I don't have to be polite all the time, right? I was biting my tongue yesterday. I was. So I'm like, dude, you don't know shit. It's like, But hey, listen, I know people that are very profitable with volume profile. Don't get me wrong. But you're still 2 steps behind, because we are in before the volume profile shows it. You miss time. But I know, listen, I'm not talking down on it, because market profile, TPO, those were the things I started doing after retail bullshit, and there is value in it, honesty. But when I started doing ICT and adding time elements in it, then those were the missing links. So for me, when someone says, "Oh, volume profile is key," I get like, dude, you mentioned you were in a short because you think you were going to get a monster move. You're not going to enter, and you're not going to say, "Oh, I'm in a short just for 5 points." Mm. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about it anymore because. So, how's your volume profile doing now in this chop? Your low volume nodes, are you getting in and out? Are you slapped around back and forth, back and forth? Yeah, well, it's just I just think it's also um, it's just there's a lot of laziness around as well. People just don't want to put time in it, and it doesn't matter what you do, right? You have to put your time and effort in it. So anyway, yeah. I mean, one time there was a issue. I don't have many issues on the stream so far, but there was one time and someone came in and made a really stupid remark, and I think I said something. I just had no. I was just. I literally forgot that I was on stream, and I said, "Oh my God, we've got a low IQ person here. I'm so sorry." And I just, it was just, I was just speaking my mind, and some people in the chat were laughing. It was just so funny. Like, oh boy, we've got a low IQ person here. But and I was like, oh shit, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. You have to. I don't want to insult anyone. But if you start insulting my people, I'm coming for you. And yeah, I mean, I've got such a nice chat, and so such a nice bunch of people here. I get really angry then. Yeah, exactly. I don't need anything else than what I have on. Well, I mean, look at my charts are full with things, but I don't need VWAP. I don't need volume anymore. I want to be in before the volume spikes, and I want to stay out in these areas. But guys, listen, one thing. As an AMD trader, actually I like when I see this. Why? Because we have A, and now I'm waiting for the M. And then I attack for the D. So if this is now happening on the 1 hour, it actually gets me a little bit excited for later because I'm like, you know what? We might get a 1 hour manipulation move, and I might miss that one. I do try to trade it, but I have to be aware that it's it's we're still in the manipulation move, and sometimes it's hard to recognize that when it's forming. But when it's sort of like when it's been there, it sort of like gets easier, and then you're like, okay, now I see very clearly, I see it. But the question is, where are we going to get the let's analyze it. Let's go over it. Like if we're going to get AMD set up, right? Higher time frame. I guess, are we still bullish or bearish? Have we finalized the model? Um, well, we did a lot in Asia. We sort of like made quite a bit of a move already, right? We rejected here. Now, are we going to get maybe the manipulation move in here and then the distribution move to the downside and take out, or are we going to spike up further? Because yesterday, when I was calculating that distribution move, hold on, where is my? I think there was some move to the out. We had some room to the. Let's see, where is my calculation? Here you go. These are all. I mean, they're very near each other, so I'm leaving them on. I had two different calculations, and they were. If I use yesterday's manipulation, if I use this one here, which was the manipulation, I said, okay, we're in distribution, so that's why I took the trade. Look where's one standard deviation. Look where's two. So I'm sort of like, are we are we are I mean the manipul if this is the true manipulation and the distribution, we have a retracement now, and then we're going to go back further up. So I'm just sort of like a previous month high is here. I don't know. We'll get more information at some point. A 670 is the initial balance price. Let's have a look. Yeah, and the most important thing is about understanding what is balance and what is imbalance, right? So if you understand balance price ranges, you know you already sort of like, and you're looking at, okay, where do we need to balance out things? And if you see a balanced price range, I'm looking at this one already here, maybe even lower. Um, I'm actually, if I look on the 4 hour, I would say just below the breaker, the 593-ish. I think we're balanced below this here. Let's go to the 1 hour. Always with this wicks. Sometimes I wonder with this, if we're going to go here. It's initial 672. I do think we're going to go into this level here. So because of, I wonder if we're going to go lower than this breaker. That's my, I don't hope we're going to, I hope the manipulation move will be either to this area here, because we need some balancing out in this, and that's also the 50% of the previous day EQ. I just, I don't know. I hope we are sticking into that. For me, I mean, if it goes below this breaker, I have to reassess a little bit, because I think I might bias a little bit to the upside. I have Goldbach on another screen as well, Levi trades. I look at Goldbach as well, yes. Um, I don't talk about, because I don't want to confuse people, but I look at Goldbach too. I'm a nerd. I mean, I'm telling you. I mean, I have a lot of other tabs with a lot of different fibs, and it's just, I mean, I go into those rabbit holes that I don't want to bother anyone with. You have to be a little bit cuckoo for that, I think. Um, so Levi trades, I actually at this moment think that we have created a range that we are not going to break for a while, unfortunately. Uh, yeah, I guess we are. I mean, but I don't consider myself a I'm still baby ICT. Oh, I love it. You're such a nerd as well. But guys, isn't it also just such a good thing to be able to identify price which is low probability? I think that's such a win. In all honesty, I just think that is such a good thing to be able to do. And it also helps me, like if you get like FOMO a little bit, or just like, oh, I want to do something, that if you're to, you can talk about, maybe go over scenarios which are probabilities later on, instead of just trying to get into this price action, and just let it play out, let it do its thing, recognize it, and stay the hell out. That's all I can say. But I think it's a good thing. I mean, right? Yeah, listen, DBT. I was actually on the 4 hour, and I've made that mistake a couple of times, that because I love the 4 hour, because that's my power of three, especially on the two and on the 10. But I've made a mistake a few times, that I missed like zooming in on the 1 hour, and then missing a lot of information. And then, because I was looking at the four, and I was like, okay, we're looking like we're going down a little bit. But then I looked at the 1 hour, like, refresh, go back. And then I saw the 1 hour breaker as well here. Um, and yeah, and then I sort of like, add up the information, then like, okay, you know what? And also what is telling to me is the wick that I'm using here. So you see I think it was the daily one. Let me just go back. No, not the daily one. It was a 4 hour one then. I use these wicks a lot nowadays. These ICT really lift the veil. Using these wicks, they give you a lot of information, right? So look at the 4 hour. What these wicks are doing. The wick are not going below the 1/3 level at the moment. Now, what is important for me is that when I saw that this one opened lower than that, so we now do have a little wick on this. You see that was I was waiting for, but that could be it. That could be enough, because if this body, the open, goes above this close, then we might turn bullish. But when you have a new 4 hour candle, and any candle, but in this case, if it opens lower than the close, there is a high probability that we are going to continue to the downside. Not always, nothing is 100%, but I was waiting for this wick. When we started the 4 hour candle, we didn't have a wick, remember? So it made me a little bit, also, I want to anticipate, because I need that wick. But let's see. I mean, I don't want it to go over this one. And if we go to the 1 hourly, we could also frame it. Well, here you see we're already going over the wick. This area here, you don't want it to see go over this area. So let's see if it stays down, if it's holding it down, but it's stuck. So for me that is like, so it's stuck to the upside. And when I look in the 4 hour, like I look at these wicks, like it took out this 4 hour wick, so it took out liquidity. So what is it going to do next, right? Does it want to go lower, or is it going to wait till the next 4 hour candle? Because it's done its job to the downside already. It took out liquidity. So is it going to spike up into this, or is it just going to make more 1 hour babies? I call it 1 hour babies. It's going to make more 1 hour babies. Okay, I want to go over why I'm not impressed with this little sweep here. Let's go. I'll go on the 1 hour here because I want to see. Is there a higher time frame PD array where I went into, right? Let me see. Um, yeah, T-Trade is awesome. I love T-Trades. I think he's the best after ICT. He does the best job making educational content. He's so awesome. Yeah, that guy deserves a medal. You know, people giving him shit as well, DBT. And that also pisses me off just because he asks money now for that for an indicator he made while he provides so much free education, and then because he asks money for something that he put in a lot of money in and he developed something, and then because he asks money for it, people giving him shit. That's so ridiculous. That guy gave so much for free. So yeah, anybody who talks shit about T trades here, they're gonna get their heads bitten off here as well. I mean, you know, you can literally uh, become profitable from his free stuff as well, from T trades, right? You don't even need this paid stuff, but you can literally become, if you pay attention and put in the work. Oh, that pisses me off so much. Yeah, well, anyway, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, okay, what did we do when we took out Asia High, right? What did we do exactly? We went into a wick. What? Yeah, hey, you have to be a retard not to love him, I guess. I think I'm gonna call more people retards now. I don't care anymore. Maybe we are the retards though. But hey, listen, we at least we make money. Um, yeah. So I'm looking at this wick here. So what did we do with Asia, right? We just went into the wick. We didn't even take a proper level out, right? It just let me see, what did we do here? Do we have a 4 hour wick here? I want to see once we get in what I can use. It's hard. I want to have my levels. Oh, here we go. I like this area. Why? Because once we start going into the opening range gap, I want to have my levels there. But there are so many large wicks. Crazy. It's just crazy. Crazy stuff. Look at these wicks. It's crazy stuff. But I do want it. I need the information right over here. Here we go. This will help us. I'll go once we start going up. I'll have another wick inside of this one. But yeah. Now you see that daily wick matches exactly with the beginning of this fair value gap, which we have bounced off. So that's the one a level that is important, right? Yeah, he's a very fair guy, and also 2 degrees, and all those guys, they're really, um, they're really helping the community, and they are fair priced. And hey, listen, they spend money in developing stuff, and they pay money to create that stuff. And if you develop something which brings value, of course you can ask something for it, right? I mean, but on the other hand, he offers free stuff as well. But what he learned for free, he passes on for free. But if you spend money to create something which helps other people to either get some information in a faster way, or you ask, why should he pay for other people's things? I haven't used it though, but I'm sure that it's awesome. Ooh, we are now. Okay, we've got a wick over this now. Let's see if it's a wick, if it's just going to wick, or is it going to go full body? Yeah, exactly. It's just yeah, I know a lot of people have it, and it's awesome. I think it's more like it's automated what I'm already doing, but he automated things to make it faster and more. It's exactly how I trade as well, so I might have to. It might make things easier as well. I might have a look at it. I used to. I actually use Nines and Anar's digital time theory, which sort of like has a little bit of overlap. Well, not really, I guess, but yeah. So you see, what I'm looking at is, are we just making a wick here to balance out this imbalance here, right? So I'm just wondering if we are able to go all the way up, or are we just balancing out this imbalance to go further down and make more 1 hour babies? I call them 1 hour babies. Let's see, they're being very busy, making a lot of babies. Yeah, one I call them. What did I say? I think that's a good name, right? Don't you think so? It's small little 1 hour babies. When I say 1 hour babies, you guys already know what I'm talking about. Okay, chop chop. Oh God, the fruit. I mean, there. I have such nice fruits they delivered. I have like I can't wait to start with on my fruits that I got, because I got beautiful mangoes, pineapples. They were like this big. They were this huge. And then I have like lychees. But the watermelon was so big I couldn't even carry it by myself, so they had to help me. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't even have space in my fridge. Um, so yeah, I'm thinking about the some fruits already. Like, oh, I can't wait. I'm actually quite excited about the today. Let's. I'll quickly have a look at gold just to see. I think it's going into that wick, right? You can. Yeah, here we go. So we're going up here, all the way into that weekly, monthly wick here. I think it's the weekly wick. I have to change it. that might have been the better trade. We should have maybe looked at that, to be honest. I've been a little bit anti-gold lately, but I just should have have an open mind. Um, weekly SS, not F, weekly wick. Here we go. That's a pretty damn good trade. Hey Bowser, how are you doing? How's it going? Yeah, I thought I should have been into looking. I did say we're going to go in, but I was sort of like anti-gold since last week a little bit because of this area. But then again, yeah, I'm sort of like now. I should have an open mind a little bit. Like what do we get after accumulation? You get manipulation, and it's sort of like a bit. Yeah, I just didn't like this area, but I actually said it today. Yeah, holy gold. Yeah. Um, I didn't mention. I think we're going into this level, but we should have actually engaged in it, right? Instead of looking at the NQ. Okay, let's see. It might run into some resistance now. What is that cute little birdie? Damn, that's a beautiful move. When did it start? 4, 2. Okay, we're gonna get the 410 macro. Let's see. I'll go back to NQ because we might get a move on NQ finally. We move. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Accumulation, manipulation. Are we going to get distribution to the downside? Okay, it's going to extend the weekly range. Well, let's see. Maybe it was the weekly wick. So I changed it because it was the weekly wick just to make sure. If I sometimes I forget what I'm looking at. So what I did, I grade the wicks. So you'll see it will most likely stop here or here. Let me mark it. It needs to be here. This is the proper. I've got an OTP. You need to go. It's a weekly wick. So if it's a monthly wick, it will be MW. Do we have a monthly? We have a monthly wick. Ah, yeah, it was the monthly wick first. If I calculate the monthly wick, because gold has a long monthly wick here as well. I can do that. Let's see. That might be more. Sometimes. Let me see. Oh, we got some overlap here. You see with the monthly exactly here. This level here, 4339, overlaps with the monthly and the weekly wicks. So that so I think we might go here 4338, 4339. Let's quickly. I mean, that's interesting for me. Maybe if it goes down, it goes up. I would like to play. I might play gold until you see. I'll go to the higher time frame. I want to show you guys. This purple line and the 25%, they overlap. So the purple is the monthly wick, the blue one is the weekly wick, and they overlap at this level here. Al algorithmic or buying selling pressure. Okay, and Q, FU for now. You can go make babies. We're gonna play a different game. Guys, I'm interested in that. Oh, we're almost there anyway. 4339. We can painfully now watch it go there and miss that trade. Let's see. Yeah, interesting, right? So let's see. So this level here, we might get a rejection. We might get a move to the downside. Hey, listen, I look for all these different kind of things, and I think when you have a overlapping monthly and weekly candle like that, it's going to definitely react here. So we might get a. It might be a good short though from here. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it needs to break the high to in order to make that level. Let's see. I want to see how it reacts at that purple blue line, the overlap. If it blasts through it, it's this is the next level. Then this is the next level. Then this. Then this. But I want to see a pullback. You know, would be nice if we get a pullback at the high, and then it goes back into the range. Then we might have a. Let's see. I might be interested in gold. Um, I need to visit the ladies' room quickly. Let's quickly see what NQ is doing. You see the first presented for a value gap here. Wow. Where's Asia? Asia's all the way here. Wow. Just wow. Okay, let's have a look. Oh my God, guys. I have 500 subscribers. Wow. That's a milestone. Thank you, God. Oh my God. Thank you. I just know I just noticed it. Okay, let's see. Is it gonna blast through? I'm really curious to see what happens at this in this area. Mm, 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 mm. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you guys. Um, what a way to end the year. Okay, let's see. Gold. So it tapped. I mean, they might be overlapping, and then I might have been off a little bit. Yeah, we'll have a look at that as well. Wow, that's a move. I'm a little bit. Hey, Jamali, are you in gold? We were looking at NQ. We should have been looking at the gold, but hey, that happens. It's blasting right through those lines. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I want to see a pullback from here. But I think it's just gonna, yeah, it's gonna just, I mean, we just at the start of the macro, right? Alright, it's impossible to enter from here. Gold buys, yeah, but let's wait for a pullback. I mean, I'm gonna wait for a pull. I don't want to enter from here. I just want to see because we're at a very critical point now. I want to see a pullback from here. I quickly need to go to the see on NQ the wick protected PA. I can predict NQ, but gold scares the hell out of me. Yeah, I just don't know the levels too well to really like with NQ. I feel very comfortable. Uh, sort of like really, for 3 years, I know the levels at some point, but with gold, I just see. I do like those. You see the gradients; they really help, right? I just quickly need to go to the. Hey, yeah, listen, we missed it, but that's okay. I mean, everything you miss in London, you get intel for NQ for the AM PM session. Listen, I'm not worried. Uh, I'll eat today. I have to make some money. I spent a lot of money on fruits today. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, so it's sort of like stalling here a little bit, right? Yeah, probably a good idea to just wait the moves too massive. Yeah. Well, for me, it's there's an overlap of the weekly wick and the monthly wick, so I'm sort of like anticipating a little bit of either it stalls here or we get a little bit of retracement here, or it's just gonna go blast through it, and then I just don't even want to get in, and then I just like okay, because at some point it's gonna slam down. Hey, look at that, oh my god, crazy. But yeah, um, wow. It doesn't even respect these wicks, right? Or these. Okay, it's 4 o'clock. We're gonna get a new. I quickly want to look at NQ because I don't want to miss both. But look, NQ is still not doing anything. NQ is bouncing on the 50%. NQ will be nice maybe later today. Cheese gold. What are you doing? Are you gonna stall here or are you gonna go? Do we have any data on the left or are we all-time highs on gold? Is it all timed? I can't remember. Let me see. Now, of course, you're not at all-time highs, but you have wicks. Stupid. Okay, this could be a yeah. Look, I just want to calculate the midpoint of that block. Okay, the whole one. Look at that. Red one with the midpoint. Okay. 43550-ish. Am I going to engage in the macro? Maybe I am. 4351. We're going to continue higher. 10 points on gold in the macro. Let it go down, and then if it takes another move up, I might take it with a micro gold, micro gold, micro gold. To this level. 4349. 10 points. Oh, rain. Rain has been such an issue here now. I've got water leakage. I've got electricity issues because of the rain. It's been raining a lot here. It's exceptional. It's really too much. Wind, rain. Hey guys, but I do think that we're going to go up to this level, by the way, in this macro, the 350 to 410. I think it's going to reject from here because it already went over these two. Let's see if I just want to. I think I'm going to continue to here, and then the 50% of that order block, that bearish order block is 50%, which lines up with this level here. So 49. I'm just thinking of taking a gold, one micro gold. Just waiting how it prints. It's 10 points. Gold. It's a macro, so 4349. So it's a very short trade, just here until TP, hopefully just up to this line here, just a little bit below it, just to make sure it's tagged in. Stop loss is going to be right over here. This is my trade. We missed most of the move, but I think I'm just using these wicks here and using the macro, using time. Just some coffee money for the wait. Come on. Come on, baby. Give us some money. If NQ doesn't do it, you do it. I'm gonna trail. I don't want to have any losing trades today. It's Friday, baby. Come on. Now, ICT has shared the information that if you have like a value gap or anything P rate that forms over this wick of two markets, this is an important fair value gap for the future. So we're going to grade that one. Um, gonna already not grade it, mark it, I mean. So because this will come in handy at some point. Because it forms over that over this line, right? Mm, 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 mm. Are they doing some work here? Let me just double check. Is it? Yeah, it's been very weird. The weather has been, well, you can see the wind now, right? I've got it, the wind, rain, it's very excessive now. Um, Jamali, it depends. So right now, because this is a last minute trade, I get in. I'm just monitoring it very, but I trust the macro to do its job, to be honest. But um, because I'm getting better at the larger moves, the thing that I need to improve is trading my stop loss not too fast. So sometimes I would rather be stopped out, but now I put it on break even in case it doesn't work out. But I'm probably stop myself out quicker if it doesn't work. If it gets 8 past, then I'm getting myself out already. So I don't want it. So let's see. I just want to see how price is moving. Come on. Spike, spike up. We're gonna go leave it for later. Come on, just go. Give us a little spike to the upside. Go to that level, please. Come on. Okay, I'm getting out. I don't like the time anymore. It might spike up, but I'm not taking any risk. I'm taking my money off the table. Yeah. It's gonna go up, but maybe in a few, I just don't know what to do this because we've made such a large move already, right? But let's see. I think it's gonna run. I took it off already. So when you have a large run like this, right? So when I use the macro, when it gets to 3 or 8 pass and it doesn't really move, I don't take a risk anymore because a lot of the time it could slam down. But on the other hand, we have this fair value gap here now. So it could move after 10 pass, but I'm not taking the risk, but it most likely will go up here. But then it might be a good short. Let's see. So I don't know gold that well. I mean, for the NQ, I just know how in macros when it starts doing certain things, it's not always the same, obviously, but like 3 pass, 8 pass, and especially when you had a run already. I know, for example, I was looking at this, and okay, what time did we have the little retest here? Exactly 4 o'clock, right? And I was looking like when did it start? Like here, if I see that the run starts at 3:48, there's a high probability the run ends at 8 past in the hour, and it sort of did here, right? It sort of went down at 8 past. So you always look at, okay, so is it going to finalize the move in this macro? It becomes low probability. It still could do it after the macro, but I'm not taking that risk. I take it off because the move started early, 48. So in my journaling with NQ, I've noticed that if that's the case, when I see price stall at 8 past, it's sort of like it can indicate the end of the macro, but it doesn't have to be. But I just take it off just in case, because a lot of the time it just slams down. Now with this fair value gap here, I don't think so, but I'll have to journal it because I've got to know gold a little bit better. But I don't take that risk. I took it off. It might want to wait for the next macro or see. I don't trust it anymore. Oh, and Q is dropping. Let's go. Ooh, you see this 50% level exactly? Wow, nice, beautiful. Okay. Hey, the 350, 410. That macro, I love that macro. Okay, so this is the drop I was looking for to this level, and it took out this little fair value gap now. I just want to have a quick look at gold. Oh, there we go, it's going now. I want to see if it stops here. It's a beautiful move, right? Look at that going. Wow. I think we might get a nice reversal here for on gold. Mm, mm, mm. It's so hard to know what to use for a manipulation move now, or to calculate this range. Where would I take it from? What do I use on gold? Let me see. Well, this is the solid one, I guess. I'll use you. You're it. So NQ done making babies now. We'll see. 2.5. Okay, let's see. This is exactly 2.5 here on gold. 0.5, 150. Okay, I think this is valid. So are we going to get it pulled back to this area here? We're going to go all the way here. Let's wait and see. Okay, so NQ now is here. It's still in the breaker here. Um, See, that's a little manipulation right over here, right? That one. Anyone short on NQ? Yeah, listen, but I think the only thing we can do is like FOMO in a little bit to catch a little bit of that move. But on the other hand, if it's like sort of like well managed, I took a very very small trade on gold as well. You know what gold doing with it was the FMC low. You know what gold got gold going was the FMC low. Okay, okay, didn't know that. But yeah, I think gold just might go up to 4. Oh, I'm gonna have to call. The wind is just crazy, crazy weather. I think we're gonna get another storm because it's really hot and it's very windy. Oh, look at that. Oh no, that's old. Hey, listen, I love FOMO actually. You know what the funny thing is? Um, I live in a very small beach town. We've got one. Well, we've got more cafes, lunchroom, and you know what the name of the lunchroom is? FOMO. Can you make that up? I think I should make a short about that. But it's actually it doesn't stand for FOMO like how we do it. But I see the word. I mean, I go there for a drink every time. It's like it's so funny. It's FOMO. Well, the only FOMO that I have there is missing out on my berry juice. They have really nice berry juice. Yeah. I wonder if gold can go below this fair value gap. But that gold trade was a little bit of a FOMO. Not well, sort of. Well, it's sort of like well calculated. The macro's running. We're in an up move. So I didn't make a lot of money, but it did scratch the itch. It's sort of like annoying when you sort of like don't want to look at something because you don't like the price action. But then, like I said today, if you see accumulation, what comes next? Manipulation, and then you got the distribution. So the question with gold is this the manipulation move, and now we're going to get distribution to the downside? Because the manipulation move tends to be around 2.5, and then the real distribution is always more than that. So this is gold's manipulation move. Are we going to have a distribution move to the downside? That's my question. A, M, D. That gets me going. We're at 2.5. I don't see any structure for the downside yet anyway, so it's not under 15-minute CISD. And if it will go back down, it will go to the original. If we get like a market maker, I don't know. It seems to me like it wants to go higher, right? It doesn't seem to be done. It's not done yet. Or is it? Are you done yet or what? Because look at the daily here. Oh shit, not you. I mean, obviously this is going to cause resistance right here. So this was exactly matching 50% of the. So this was exactly 50% of this. So this one I was thinking, okay, are we going to reject here? Okay, I think I've got monkeys in the kitchen. Hold on, I hear my cutlery. I'm so sorry, guys. It's very chaotic around all these people. I'm afraid they're going to steal my food. And so I have to leave all the doors open because of all the works, because I've got a leakage in the roof and the workers coming for the electricity and all the problem that we have because of the rain and the wind. But then I was thinking, oh my God, I left all my fruits in the kitchen and with the door open. So I thought, oh, maybe the monkeys are stealing my fruits. They cannot steal those fruits because they're so yummy. Okay, I want to see what happens here. Gosh, we're missing such a good trade. But now, okay, I feel a little bit FOMO. I do. Yes, a little bit. That's okay. Um, this was just a build up, right? So it finally made that little wick, and then it trickled down, and then it, again the 350 410 macro delivered. I love that macro. I just um, okay, it went below that one. We're below that PDEQ. It's gone. We're gonna go here now. It's short. I just want to see what gold. I think gold might be a really good short from here. Just wondering to maybe engage in gold. Let's see. 425. I'm interested in gold. It's sort of a turtle soup almost because it touches its line. It's a bit of a risk, but I think it's actually not. Up to here. It's just above because we touch into that line. Yeah, I think I'm getting just a micro gold. Let me see. Have a turtle soupy. Let's see. Hmm. It would have been better if it was half past already. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it looks solid. Let's see if it's gonna work. We might get one wick above it, and I might be wicked out, and I might get it back in again. It's 4 minutes too early. Let's see. I really want some displacement to the downside. Um, there we go. Now the question is, how low are you gonna go? Are you gonna reject here? Or are you gonna go through this one here? There we go. I have to watch if these people from the roof are coming. FOMO is a no-no. FOMO is not too bad if you sort of like, you don't take too much risk. It's just you keep it small. Sometimes you just have to give into it, but um, it's still calculated. I mean, I'm not making a lot of money, but it's just small, and I'm already like, it's not losing trades. I already make everything to break even, things like that here as well. So if you can't lose any money, it's okay, right? On a day like this, we don't want to lose any money. Well, I like the time, 4:29. We already tapped into that level here. Now let's see where to go. I am just going to take it up to this fair value gap. I might take it a little bit lower into it. But the thing is, are we going to take out these lows? Are we going to go break it? We've got some bad imbalances here as well on the 1 minute, one here. Mm, okay, let's see how far low it can go. I'm just taking low hanging fruits because it's 4:30. We start running. What time do we start? I could trade time until 4:40. A little bit. I'm actually gonna wait. I'm sort of wondering if we're going to break this fair value gap or this is going to be support. So that's why I'm just taking out the trade here. But we do have some other imbalances here. I'm just going to take it a little bit lower. Oh. Okay, I'm still in on my other account. I'm still in. I just think of it. I wonder if it's going to break this one and then it's going to go back up, right? Because we need that. I mean, it is okay if we sell that to it, but let's see if we can break it and then go into this imbalance here. Or is it going to go, if this is going to hold and go back up and then we might go even to this level. Ooh, I like it. Back to 4. Okay. Let's see what it's going to do. What you're going to do. We do a flat T here. No wick. 4324. Oh, I like this level. I want to see this break. You see how powerful these wicks are? Let's see if we can reach this level here. Come on, I still have one micro gold running in my account. Okay, I'm out. I'm out because of the 50% and this value gap. I think it's gonna be it's gonna hold it up. Okay. 4 o'clock, hold up. Beautiful. Is it a long to the continue to the upside? I wonder. Not sure. Okay, guys, what are we doing? Hey, Anand, how are you doing? DBT, I was a London bullet first fell, fair value gap we formed after 3 a.m. We inverted almost 4 a.m. but still in the bullet zone. Could we have taken a short there? Let me have a look. Let me go back to NQ. The London bullet first FUD we formed after 3 a.m. Let me go to the 1 minute. Here we go. Yeah, this would have been a short, definitely. This would have been one of my, like how I trade, right? The 4 o'clock forms. We stay below the 3 a.m. That's important for a short in this scenario. And then what happens on the 1 minute, we go down a little bit and then we go back into the 4 and then you can take it in the macro right over here. Boom, boom. This is like the retest of the 4 o'clock. We're below it. And yeah, this would definitely be a short. You use and the 4 o'clock and you use the first presented fair value gap. So you've got two confluences at one in your macro. So this definitely would have been a short, yes. I would not have taken it here because we are above the first presented. I would have waited until this area here and then maybe a market order in right over here. Yeah, DBT definitely. But it's not the silver bullet. I mean, the silver bullet technically is between 3 and 4, right? But the distribution is ongoing. So now literally, actually technically we missed the long on the gold because we're looking at NQ and because of that we missed the short on NQ. Did anyone take that short on NQ? Hey, I mean, if I miss it, you guys don't have to miss it. This one is a beautiful trade here. And then again, you take it right from here, it just and then you wait until 20. So if I would miss this, I would let it play. I don't just wait the price is doing. And well, technically this is also beautiful, but this is outside macro, but you can still take it. But I would wait to see what happens at 20 to 40, and I would or get into somewhere here. Just when it touches, I would be in this retest. Now I've just been scalping gold for a couple of bucks instead of that large move. So yeah, that was a good move. It's okay. That happens when you have a lot of consolidation. You start losing focus a little bit, right? You look a long time. That's why it's important to step away, to zoom out. Did you get it, DBT, or did you saw it but you didn't take it? Or, but yeah, definitely, that was a perfect short. Okay, let's see, because now we're at the 0.5 of the daily wick. Let's see if we can get a pullback here. Yeah, at some point you just need to focus on one and stay on one, right? Because if you start going back and forth, then you start missing things. That's what happens. But okay, so we are now below the breaker. The breaker is invalidated, but you always have to be careful. Yeah, but technically the bullet is between 3 and 4. But lately I actually want to, I think it's between, I would rather, yesterday it was the same thing. I was like, actually the bullet is between, well, technically this was the bullet, right? If you want to trade the silver bullet, this would have been your entry. It's literally also, is it more 2022? No, not really. But look, you have a pull, you go down here, then you have a go back up where you're going into this fair value gap. And this was actually a silver bullet at 353, which is also macro time, right? The 350 to 410. So this could have been your entry, and it's also the retest of that breaker. What's my blue line? What's that blue thing? I can't remember. What was this? What did I mark here? Oh, I remember. That was that IFUG, that inversion, right? So then you tap into it at 353. Actually, the entry was here already, at 353. So yeah, it's the whole 350 to 410 macro. Fucking awesome move. But let's see, guys, if we have a reversal here. How many points did I miss? See, I got annoyed with NQ because it took too long. That is what impatience does, right? So I see like a little move, I take like a shitty little move on gold, and I missed a good move because I got impatient, and I thought, oh, let me go to gold. Good example of how impatience costs you money. Didn't cost me money in the sense I lost money, but it cost me money on a good trade. But it's just it's also just waiting for the silver bullet for the macro, and actually everything lined up, right? You go back to a range which is a fair value gap here. You actually close it, but then okay, if you're not sure about that, you let it go, and then you go below the first presented of midnight, and you have a retest still in macro. You can let that one even go, and then when you really want and then you get, you see this large drop. Oh, it's okay to miss that one. You got to pull back into it, and then that's the entry at, but this one is outside macro, but that's actually still valid, I guess. But yeah, the 353, that was awesome here. And then this one was a good one as well. Using the first presented fair value gap and the 4 o'clock. Yeah. So now the question is, how far are we going to go into? Are we going to take more liquidity? It's about 100 points. Hey, real Maximus. Yeah, I find this a difficult area, in all honesty, it is still like, we're still in this area, and can we consider this a balanced price range on the 4 hour, or are we going to wick into it? I'm still convinced we're going to get better options later today. So yeah, I don't like a move like that though, a little bit, but it's, just because I got impatient and I went to gold for about $50. Is it how much? 74. How much did I make? 72. It could have been a little bit more, but I don't want to be greedy. And that was my impatience kicking. So I was like, okay, NQ didn't do anything. I said, oh, NQ, I'm going to leave you. And then I looked at gold, and then it made a move. And it's so stupid because if you have like a lot of consolidation on NQ, the move generally comes in that macro. That is the macro, the 350 to 410, my favorite macro. I should have sticking to NQ. Lesson learned again. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, now, but now I don't know what to. Because we're here, 0.5. I don't have an edge anymore. I lost my edge here. It could go here, but it sort of like becomes, it becomes a little of a gamble how far low it's going to go. Oh, but look at this. I actually see something very interesting, guys. I quickly want to show you it. So it might be, oh, this is interesting. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we might go all the way now to this London, and that is that 0.6. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think we're still good. On the 4 hour, we're gonna go here. Yeah. How many points is it? Is it worthwhile? 431. Yes. Okay. This is unmitigated. This London first presented fair value gap. It's unmitigated. It's gonna use that one, and it matches with this level here. So let's wait until the macro. Let's see if we still have 20 points to take. I'm not gonna FOMO in. Just gonna wait because we might have a little bit of a pullback, but very minor. Not much. But this might be the area that is going to reach for in the next macro. Thank you, Maximus. Oh my god, I'm over 500 now, I think. 5 for 5, Jesus. You guys, you are... Wow. Crazy. And I even missed a good trade, so you shouldn't reward me for that. Hey, listen, we still have those end dogs and above us, and we still have that opening range gap below us, so accumulation, manipulation. Let's say this is the manipulation move, and then we come in flocks, and we're just getting ready for the distribution move. I should do some things in the weekend on the Discord. I think I wanna. It doesn't have to be very serious, but just I really need to start getting into that. I'm a little bit shy, I think. Sounds weird, but I am. Not really in the sense of not to speak, but then I'm like, oh, what are people? Would they be interested in hanging out just in the weekend or do some? If I organize something, right? Still thinking about some stuff. Okay, I want to find out if this is the manipulation move on the higher time frame, because then if this is the manipulation. Okay, let's see if it's 2.5. Of course, you're upside down. Upside down. 2.5. Right over here. I'm not. Bowser, what do you mean I'm not? Let me know I'm not. Okay, if this is the manipulation move, if this is the manipulation move, it tends to be at 2.5. But let's say this is a manipulation, then I take the manipulation and I calculate the potential distribution, which was correct yesterday, but it didn't work out in my time because it worked out in Asia. This is going to be the distribution move. That's a crazy ass move coming. But it matches up with my calculation from yesterday here in this area. So I actually am thinking that we're going to go up. I almost had a 250 point trade yesterday on NQ. Maybe I'll get it today by being patient. Okay, for those AMD players, does this look like RAMD? A I think it's going to go a little bit lower to this London because it matches up with 702. But I still think this is the accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I really think. But that means that the manipulation will be even bigger. Does it match up with my here? Wow. And then standard deviation will be previous month high. My largest win was on gold actually. That was really weird. I had a really I made a video on it. It should be I had a, it was crazy. It was I just had it was so much. I mean, I didn't know that gold. I mean, even micro gold. If you have like a large move, it was crazy how much money you make on gold. Even the micro gold. My largest win was on gold. I think I can't remember the amount of points. Was it 170 points on my TP2 and 120 on TP1, something like that. But it should be on my channel. Did you catch it? Yeah. Leva, what did you catch? What did you trade? The short or the long? But I think we're going to go a little bit lower on NQ. I'm going to wait. I'm going to take it long from the London first FUG. And I think we're going to go up. Look, we've got previous month high here that matches up. If this will be the trade, if this will be A, M, D, we've got 2.5 here, which matches up this area as well that I'm marking. I didn't read it though, but it did go to 0.5 yesterday. Yeah, it could go up from here because it's 0.5. I wonder if we are done to the upside. For long it comes back down. Yeah, I think so too. My NQ trades on average now are between 60 and 100 points. So I tend to wait for the larger moves, but I sometimes think with the because I'm on this on the channel I should also play more 20 points, but I just sort of like don't do that anymore too much. But I should do that a little more. I did it on gold just now. I did some scalps on gold, guys. You see how this one is working, right? I wonder if it's going to create, if it's going to reject here in this one and then go, it's still going to go down, right? On gold. What is your, where do you think the turn will be, Levi, for the, I think we might have a turn here. I think we're going to turn here, in this level here, somewhere in this area, on NQ. 537, yeah. So I do think we might have another short to the downside. Let's see if we can trade this. London low. Are you going to go here? What are you doing? I need a little bit more context. Might go a little bit higher before go lower. That's something that I think it might take a little bit more time now to store and then go here. Is it going to do it in this macro? I don't know. It could just. There's some imbalances. I think it's going to use its time now before it goes here. Hey guys, the 354.10 macro, that was it. That was the move. On NQ, definitely. On NQ, it was such a, it was so clear at some point. We've been waiting all the time, so that does annoy me a little bit. Hey, listen, I think I can tape read. I just love doing it, and sometimes I stream. I don't even look, and then like, oh my god, I've been streaming for 6 hours, and I just talk on. I mean, like really. I think I'm sort of like found my thing as well, and I really enjoy like I think it's like if you have to love tape reading and you have to love looking at the charts, and like I think Levi, we said that you have to be a little bit cuckoo to really like this, I guess, because and it's for me just looking for all these little, you're like a private detective, you're looking for all these little clues, and the more you do it, and also what I used to do when I journal, I would write down, okay, what time did you make it low? That's how I really got, like I understand the macros, like, okay, what certain behavior, when do I need to get out and when does it run? When you see things happening, like, okay, what time did we take this low? 4:41. What time did we take then a little? We swept this one. I used to write down all the times on the 1 minute, and then I would go to the higher time frame. But then that's where we start to see certain things happen over and over and over again. And also for me, because I missed this trade, I'm a little bit upset about that. But in the sense of missing it, being for one, giving in into my impatience for a lesser trade, which the run already happened, right? But I was thinking, NQ is not going to do anything, but it's so stupid because the 350, I've said it many times on stream, that's the best, most of the times, the best run during London. And everything lined up. 348, 353. It's beautiful, even though it's small, it's a very small first presented fair value gap. But look here, it lines up with the 4 o'clock. When you have those two line up, it's a present. It's a big present, and I didn't even see it. But obviously I wasn't looking as well. But you know, when the 4 o'clock, write that down, lines up with the first presented, and you have like a retest like this, and it goes through, and this one goes lower, and then you can literally just market order in and just write it down, the whole macro. You can just use, you don't even have to look, you just use the macro, the time. You don't even have to look, I'm telling you. Where's 410? Just write down 410 over here, boom, and you're done. You're done. How many points is this? Let's take it from this line to 410, just 410. 48 points. 48 points. No, it's okay. I mean, it makes me aware of my impatience again. It makes me aware of that keeping focus, even though it takes longer, because you know we're doing a lot of things, and then I'm like, oh my god, let me take that gold. I got a little bit, I guess, FOMO. I FOMO'd in that short trade. So it's all good. Oh, you're going. Yeah, that's good. You're going back and forth. That's awesome, Levi. Yeah, you're killing it. Hey, Levi, do you mind also sharing your trades on the Discord? Because I really love to see your executions. You don't have to, but I just love to see that. And I think people can learn from it as well. But you know what makes me happy also, like even though I missed it, like when DBT asked like, okay, what are the short, right? Recognizing he actually already saw this. He saw this first presented, and then and he also connected the 4 o'clock to that. So I like to see that when people start seeing that retest time, it doesn't. You don't always need like a premium discount. These things also can function as premium discounts as a confirmation for a short or a long. And in this case, it was a perfect short, and the retest of this is just perfect. Yeah. I saw someone possible long Pip Moog. Yeah, I don't. I wonder going back into consolidation. I think I missed the move, and I'm sort of like, okay, are we gonna? I call it making 1 hour babies again. I'll show you what I mean. Like I wonder if it's gonna go back into making. I call that babies, making babies. We're still in this large. Technically, we're still in the large range, right? So that's why I'm never good in when we're in high time frame ranges. I just tend to, I get impatient. I can't see clearly the AMD on the higher time frame, or it just confuses me at some point. So for me, we're just still in this large range from yesterday. And but hey, listen, we've got interesting levels above us, and we're going back. So the only thing that I don't like, uh, hey, no, do whatever you want. It's not. It's just Levi. It's just sort of like I'm just interested. But if you don't want to do it, no problem. And yeah, just if you want to screenshot it, it's just more. I'm curious about your stop loss and how you where you get in and just how you see the market. I mean, we have some similarities, so I like that. So the only thing that I wanted to say is that because it's Friday, right? It's TGIF. Once we go in, suppose like the weekly range NQ is done, it's just going to futz around in this range, and what could happen that we go into the 30-20% here, and then it could just consolidate the rest of the day. That could happen. But we also could go further down and take more lows. We do have equals I see here, and then the range extends to the downside. But then it would be nice to see some movement. But on the other end, because we got this end dog above us, and we've got this remaining opening range gap from yesterday, I'm like sort of like, are we going to go back up maybe, and then go back down again in the 20-30%? So it's sort of like a little bit. So I just have to. Well, it might be a nice long here, but we'll see. But yeah, for now, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break. What time is it? Okay, it's 5. It's Eastern. Guys, I cannot thank you enough for subscribing and just being part of, just hanging out. I love you guys. So much fun always. Um, oh, that's BPR 543-537. 543. Yeah, I think there was. I have to have a look. I do think we're going to go to this fair value gap here, but we'll see. Um, we'll have to see. I see a lot of new people coming in, and it's, I guess people are waking up also in the US, right? Why I see there's always like a spike in people like on this time. it's like I guess people are waking up and starting to go into, oh, who's streaming. So I think it's a interesting time also, the pre-market, to like, I'm sort of thinking like if the 350 to 410 macro is the most important macro, which delivers most of the times, because sometimes it does not, right? Maybe to stream a little bit later and then maybe move it on into pre-market a little bit more, because I do think there's also a lot of, but it just depends, I guess. Yeah, this might be also long as well, but yeah, I think I'm going to take a break because I'm getting a little bit tired. I need to eat a little bit as well. And I'll see you guys back in New York session again. Still thinking about the time though, but I'll let you know. Thank you guys. I'm so humbled. I'm looking at the I don't know how many people subscribe today, but it's a lot. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, my year is already the way it could end today, and I'm like already so appreciative and just very thankful. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys later. Be careful with thank you. No, thank you guys. And we're gonna hunt some good trades. I really want a large distribution move, and yeah, I think we're gonna get some. So we're not done yet for today, guys. We collect a lot of intel. So thank you. I'll see you guys later. Ciao, ciao. Stay safe.